What's up, guys? It's me, Lumos Theromax, and today we actually have a very different video where me and my boy Funky Peacock are going to be discussing the new Dragon Ball chapters and what exactly is going on in current day Dragon Ball Super. Now, that being said, before we get into things, I'm going to throw over to my boy Funky and we'll see what's up.
Oh, yo. Guys, need to have a come to Jesus moment on this. Everybody as a community say, what the fuck is happening?
What is happening? Now, one of the things, actually, I think this is your first appearance technically on the channel outside of the Omni-Lantern video we had last week, which we'll probably be recording later tonight as well. So dope to have you for sure. And I know you're one of my boys who are always really hardcore focused on a lot of anime-centric content and manga-centric content. So I know this kind of hits a little bit more home for you than it does a lot of people for sure. But that being said, let's just get straight to it. We have a bunch of different specific topics covering the last two manga chapters that have come out that have been an unbelievably large waste of time. And you know what? I'll let you pop off first since this is your first real round trip with the crew here.
I think I was with you whenever we reacted to some like Boruto chapters or something a while back, but it was like very old content. But,
oh yeah, okay, dope.
I'm trying to go think of what happened in order. These are a beat frame. But,
I mean, we don't even have to go in order, man. Like this, with how much of a train crash this was, I don't think it really matters what cart landed first in comparison to the rest of them.
All right, I got a problem with Trunks not knowing. Like, I get he's in his larval state, but not knowing like, hey, that looks like Cell. Like that. Like, hey, mom, what? Look at this weird creature that this 8-year-old kid was able to save the computer data for, or whatever, right?
Yeah, for like context, it's essentially Trunks and friends managed to, in their Saiyaman outfits, that we'll get to that a little bit later. Basically find one of Dr. Hedo's like little, I don't know, scheming fortresses where they're just like fucking up some shit, and they literally find the blueprints to sell Max, or at least sell on there. It's like, what?
They find Dr. Gero's secret document. One thing, did Bulma never tell you about Dr. Gero? Like, you know, there could be more androids out there. You legitimately don't know that. Did they not just talk about the Cell arc one time? Like, hey, why was Goku dead? Well, that's a long story. Didn't tell the police, i.e. Krillin. He would have been like, Dr. Gero, we need to get that to Bulma. And this whole arc would have been done.
Yeah, the name, like I can understand them maybe not understanding, like looking at Cell and knowing what Cell is immediately, because it just looks like a pupa or something like that. Like, oh, like okay, whatever. But when they heard Dr. Gero, there's no way somebody, like, they didn't grow up hearing fucking nightmare stories of like the androids, like heroes fighting the androids or Cell, or at least have heard the name in reference to Android 18 at one point in time, because like Krillin is basically an extended family member. And like he's married to one of them. Like it's just weird that they wouldn't have in the first place. Very odd to say the least. Like that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, and like those robots tried to murder those kids in that place. This is a crime scene. Just stole evidence from your homeboy Krillin. Like, he should, like legitimately, he should be like, "Hey, yo, guys, like, come on, did you find anything?" Well, we found these documents by Dr. Gero, and then you'd have a heart attack and be like.
He would hear that shit and Krillin would panic like a motherfucker. But
he'd be like, all right, hold
this,
up, I'm going to get the Ultra Instinct.
Like, for some reason in this comic, it's like everybody makes the worst decisions they possibly can and are just like at maximum dumb capacity. Like, it's impressive because they see something like Dr. Gero, they don't even mention it, they don't even like act like it's a big deal, they don't really care, like whatever. And I can understand that, you know, the young kids are stupid, but like, we're bordering on like, not just stupid, but like, negligent to a pretty extreme degree, in my opinion. Like, it's pretty stupid that they would not be aware of like a lot of what's going on there. But like, if that was just it, if it was just like that one thing, I think it would be like, oh, okay, you know, maybe we're being tough on it. You know, maybe we're being a little bit brutal. But no, like, Trunks and Goten in this entire 2 comic special are like dumb, like really dumb, and it's painful to experience. Like, me and my boy Funky over here just finished reading both of them back to back, and it's like I'm trying to find like a redeeming quality for the 2 characters here, and I really can't. And I realized while I was reading through it, like, yo, why are we focusing on Trunks and Goten?
Why are we
why?
retelling your hero story? Can we please stop doing this? We skipped over Broly. Broly didn't get a manga arc.
Yeah, that was actually like a decent story that could have happened. Like,
oh, talking about how, you know, his dad beat him and, you know, his emotional state. Maybe Gohan could come in and be like, hey, I know what it's like to like have anger issues. I mean, I had a loving like place to go to. What if I can do that for him? Goku, you need to do what you did with me. You know what I mean?
Just anything, anyone other than Goten and Trunks, because like they're certified losers at this point in time. They stop training, they stop caring, and they show up in this and they're like emulating Mr. Clean as a superhero. I wish I was kidding. It's like literally Mr. Clean, the superhero edition, and I'm just sitting here like, these guys looked at Gohan as the Mr. Saiyaman stuff as cringe, but they're willing to emulate Mr. Clean. Like, what? Like, I don't know.
The
just
MCU for like cleaning superheroes come out, and they're just like they just kind of got folded into that. But Gohan was just ahead of the trend.
Yeah, like I just
is he just Blade?
I don't get. I really don't get it. Like, whatever angle they're trying to play Gohan and Trunks is stupid, and I hate it. Like, they've got to stop focusing on these random loser characters. I know there's a lot of people out there who want like the really childish humor of like Dragon Ball to return in the current day and go back to the more street level fun loving like times with characters and stuff. But like, yo, screw that, dude. This is Dragon Ball Super. Super is in the name, bro. This should be hype. This should be the craziest stuff there is to offer. But instead, we're just kind of getting like Dragon Ball Light.
And literally any other character in like, if Krillin had walked up, because he was already going to go investigate that place anyway, if they had not shown up, Dr. Hedo's plan doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, if they just handed that, that Gero thing to anyone, like, this whole situation definitely would be over. Like, not even the discussion.
And like, imagine if it's like a cop story for Krillin, where he's like, you know, we see Krillin doing his thing, you know, it's a little comical and stuff like that, but we like Krillin.
Like, that would actually, like, that would actually make sense. But like, the problem is that the fact that we wound up with like a situation where Gero is so dumb that he managed to put the files to Cell or Cell Max, it's a little unclear. I'm assuming it's Cell since Dr. Gero's name was on it, in a bunch of his henchmen's hands in like a lockbox. What? Are you kidding me? This is like Hedo. I thought was kind of stupid in the movie, but like, this is like dumb.
He didn't start the development of Cell after the Red River Army closed. Like,
why would they have it? Like, these henchmen are just like zombies.
Have it, right? So they're not having it. So they found one of his secret labs, which that means there's another secret lab that we just didn't know about or something, where it was in Dr. Gero's family home, which, did we not check his family? Like, Vegeta, I know that you're like a more peaceful guy now, but in the Cell arc, or post-Cell, we're still a savage. You're busting down, you're deleting that house.
I mean,
like, no, you don't get to take your luggage.
Like, I could at least see it somewhat reasonable that like they didn't manage to like get all traces of it or anything. But the thing that kills me is like, how stupid is Hedo to put that? Like, he put it in a lockbox with his henchmen.
Why didn't he have it on?
And they're pissing off Castle Corps. Yeah, like, what?
Why is it still on disc?
Holy shit! You know, Akira Toriyama has to be writing this shit, dude, because he's the only person who would put it on a fucking floppy disk and just have it laying around still. Once again, but that goes to show how stupid Hedo is if that is the case, right? Because Hedo thought that was a good idea to leave with his henchmen, and these guys are like the gooniest goons, right? They're not even top tier henchmen. They're just literally dead people he restructured and put back together.
We know that Dr. Hedo has a suit that can neg bullets. Bare minimum. Why don't you have a couple? Why didn't you copy the information? One thing, because you put a virus on it, and that's cool. Why didn't you copy the information?
It's so silly. Yeah, and that's a core functional plot point to the last episode, to both chapters. Is that he's like, oh my god, they have the information to sell. We're fucked. And it's well, wait a minute, were you not smart enough to do fucking anything in this situation? How? You're such a weak villain, dude. It kills. And he spends the entire time, pretty much just jerking it off to Goten and Trunks is the Mr. Clean knockoff crew. It's so lame. He's such a bad villain. It gives me cancer, man.
Bro, if we had focused on Krillin, we could have gotten the 18 perspective on this stuff.
Yo, I was on your channel for the
for that
the Dragon Ball superhero, right? Yo, check out that video, dude. We spent 30 minutes just hating on the Dragon Ball superhero movie, and you know what? I didn't think I could hate it more, but if this is the lead up to that, it's making me hate it more, okay? It really is. He's such a bad villain, dude. It's painful. It's a painful thing to experience.
Wait. Wasn't there a panel in there when Trunks was trying to hack into that data disk and it showed Dr. Hedo's face? It was that thing.
Yeah, they were all flying around. Yeah. That's even worse. Hey, God, he's so bad.
Hey, Eddie, if there's one police here, they're going to remember that face and draw it. You look like a potato.
Well, probably not. Probably not, because his stupid ass is Goten and Trunks, back to our other topic, are just dumb. So of course they're not going to. But the even funnier part is, despite everything going on with that, it's okay, so he had a virus on it if somebody tried to mess with it, right? Well, a less than 10-year-old girl undoes the virus on the computer in minutes. Not even minutes, it's a panel. He's so bad. He's
I'm so much smarter than Dr. Jerome. That means that kid is smarter than Dr. Jerome.
Yeah, smarter than Dr. Jerome with at 6. Dude, what is happening in this stuff? It's a lot of lulz and stuff like that, but how can you be so bad at being a villain, dude? It's or not even a villain, an antagonist. It's painful how bad it is. I cannot stress it enough. And
I don't mean to be kind of, I guess, space racist. But it's a Saiyan child. That child should be near madness.
Well, I can at least get them get this specific one inheriting Bulma's genius. I can understand that. But at age 6, the villain of the show is being outdone by this kid. Come on, dude. Holy cow, man. Could you imagine if the next villain showed up, or in Dragon Ball Superhero, Cell showes up and Pan rolled up and was capable of negging them for a short period of time? You know how stupid that would be? That would make no sense. It would do that. It kills me, dude. I'm getting cancer just thinking about how little that should make sense. But who knows? Maybe Dr. Hedo just gets infinitely better as time goes on, because he'd have to in order for himself to be even semi-relevant down the way. Because, oh my god, dude, I'm not kidding, dude. This just broke me. I'm losing all faith in Dragon Ball at this point in time, and it really does suck to experience. And
if he does not interact with Hedo, it's in the art. Since they're readapting it again for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason.
Put this woman in here. Get 17 in here. Get the this isn't just a Gohan problem. They were kidnapped as children and turned into Lapis Lazuli and everything, right?
Yeah.
There's a story here.
Is there? Is this shit? Actually, you know what? There is a story here. And the story is, there's a superhero angle. And we're just going to make Goten and Trunks stupid as hell for the sake of like a manga version of trying to recreate the idea of a superhero. And like, I can get that. There's like ways to do that. I may not be the biggest fan of My Hero Academia, but like, I can at least see them trying there in a way that makes sense. This attempt at that is painful to experience. Like, Goten and Trunks are trying so hard to be that it's cringe. Like, the superhero they look up to is like Cleaner Man or Mr. Cleaner Man or whatever the dude's name was. Yeah, Clean God. That's what his name was. And like okay, lol, you're making fun of superheroes. Sometimes they can get silly. Like, I get it, you know. It is what it is, right? But I can't take it seriously. It doesn't make sense because they like hang out with like real superheroes and shit. I mean, like, I guess they're not technically superheroes. They don't have like the upstanding morals that a lot of like characters do. But like, come on, man, it's just so bad. The superhero angle is cringe the way they've produced it, and it's bad, dude. It's so bad it hurts, and I'm really hoping this shit stops.
Like, really, really big man from like Rocko's Modern Life, or like Quail Man from Doug more than this. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I
need it to stop, dude. Akira Toriyama and his successor, please hear me out. For all of us, just stop, dude. It hurts. What did they do? What did Dragon Ball do to you, huh? Like, why do you hate them so much? Like, it's so bad, dude. It hurts so much. But
you know what? Maybe if you're out of ideas for Goku and friends, maybe we made a multiverse of things you can go and do. Hey, look,
I would
Jerry.
take anything over whatever the hell this is. Like, it's so bad that there's a moment in time where the main focus of the entire story is a robot playing Trunks and basketball.
Yeah, beta.
And the guy out-jukes Trunks. Trunks literally has to teleport and or move so fast nobody else can react to catch back up with the guy who styled on him. Like, he's so stupid. Like, his reactions are so bad, he'd like let someone who's like not even like a regular android from like the Android Saga level character, like, rough him up.
I think Beta's stronger than that, bro.
No,
like,
dude, hold on. If he would have went Super Saiyan during that, he would have fried him like he did everyone else. Like, the second he went Super Saiyan on the other guy, he like one-tapped him. Like, nowhere near it. He might have been more durable than the other guys, but like, more durable than the other guys means he's like not even Frieza Saga level, right? Because like, Super Saiyan like casually one-tapped them, and Frieza could at least like withstand blows and be in the same range as like Goku at that point in time. Like, it's so dumb. It gives me so much cancer that we somehow are finding our way into the situation that we're in the current day with Dragon Ball. Like, it's painful, dude. It sucks so much.
Not to mention that android kid. There's a panel where the android kid's standing there and he has his back to us. We see his neck. There's nothing on it, and then they're like, later it's like, oh wait, it has the telltale sign of being a robot parts and stuff. But you were wearing a basketball shirt. Your neck was exposed. I have you in 4K. There was nothing there.
No, dude, Dr. Hito's a genius, though. He wouldn't put himself in that kind of situation.
Is there specifically a mode for sports?
Yeah, the sports mode causes the zombies to make their skin have stitches on it. Extra, and more of them. Yeah, think about it. Like, it's just such bad writing. It's such bad everything. The art was good, I guess. I could grant him that, but like, outside of that, dude, everything about this is so bad. And yeah, I'll let you bring up one of the topics you wanted to bring, because I'm like taking over this whole thing. The Dragon Ball fan in me is getting so triggered. I can't even talk about this.
Hey, we are going over all the things, bro. Like, we talked about Beta. Like, bruh, there was rockets out of some like the robot's ass.
That panel is so funny too. It's just like, yo, like, how these anime fans out here, like, saying comics suck ass, and like this be the premier anime right now. Like, as a guy who enjoys both, I just find that like super ironic. It's like the level of irony in the current day is just like unbelievable to me. It's like, holy shit, this is where anime is at. This is what sells for anime and manga. Oof.
This is one of the biggest franchises in the world, right? For like Dragon Ball will outlive us all if they play their cards right, even if they don't.
They ain't playing the cards right now, that's for sure.
Then I was watching Chainsaw Man earlier today. It's my first time going through it because I was like, I'm saving it. I'm bored today. Let me go ahead and hit it. That thing looks like a movie. That legitimately has like great character arcs and stuff like that. I get Dragon Ball has not always been perfect with its character arcs. It has been a bit goofy. Not this.
I'm okay if it's a little bit goofy. This is just bad. Like, I think the phrase you used was the Scooby-Doo gang. Because, like, we literally had that inside this. Like, I wish I was kidding.
Yeah, we had, like, some of Trunks' random friends from high school, or from the school, go to Dr. Hedo's lab, and they're like, oh, let's just solve a mystery. It's like, bro, Dr. Hedo would have put you in a pack.
Like, literally, you could hear the fucking music in the background of the Scooby-Doo gang, bro. It was so fucking cringe. It's like, oh my god, you guys are trying so hard right now. It hurts. It hurts to see Dragon Ball in this position where we're focusing on the most tertiary characters imaginable. We're dealing with, like, we're trying to do, like, the Dragon Ball version of Peter Parker where, like, Trunks is young and a superhero and he has no clue what he's doing and he's immature and is stupid and he's, like, having problems asking girls out and stuff. And it's like, yo, can we get back to gods and angels and martial artists and stuff? Because this is lame. This is bad.
We could have, like, all types of cool things right now. Like, Roshi, like, coming to grips with his mortality and stuff like that after, like, whole, like, I will give it on to you, Goku. We could have a couple chapters of that if you need some filler right there, right? You know, anything for Jiren. People would buy that.
There's so many cool characters in the Dragon Ball verse, especially since they opened things up to, like, a multiverse. But we're here. We're focusing on, like, the worst of the worst androids Dr. Hedo has with, like, Goten and Trunks for, like, 2 whole issues. If this was, like, a 1 issue off and then, like, they get their ass kicked and then, like, Vegeta shows up and he's like, yo, you know, I'll beat up my kid or something like that, I'd be like, okay, you know, like, all right, like, you know, okay, you gotta have the measuring stick to show, you know, this is kind of where it's at. It's like, no, we're just not getting that. We're getting this, and it's just so bad, dude. I just really hope, in conclusion, I really hope we see a dramatic change for everything to do with Dragon Ball from here on out, because it is so bad in the current day that it's almost unrecognizable. People complained about the moral arc. People complained about the gas arc. I'd go back to that over this in a heartbeat, any of it.
The moral arc started off well. The ending, like,
it ended weaker, yeah.
Yeah, the moral arc fell off in the end of it. Like, that was the worst part of that. But it was going in weird directions. It was going in, like, the mystical direction for Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it was really unique and interesting.
That we never talk about in the verse. You know, but, you know, where's a Jiren arc? Why don't we get Jiren's backstory better fleshed out? Where's a Broly arc?
Where's an anyone but Goten and Trunks arc? Anyone, please.
Krillin arc?
Please, God.
Yamcha arc?
I would take anybody. But, like, yeah, so I don't know, man. In conclusion, Dragon Ball Super right now is desperately bad. And I hope, for the sake of future of Dragon Ball, that things change, because it's not looking good. So, anything else you want to add before we head out here? What you got?
I'm just saying that maybe Hercule could have even done this arc. If it's, you know, if the events of Dragon Ball Superhero are going to happen relatively, the police call, you know, Videl or something. Not Videl, she has a kid now. But they call Mr. Satan in. He stops a bank robbery because he can do that. GG, whatever, right? And then like he finds some stuff on Dr. Hedo, and he's like, "What? Oh, I don't understand this." You know,
Anything other than whatever it is they're doing now. I know this shit sold well in Japan, but that don't mean it's a W, okay? And I feel pretty confident saying that. But I guess if that's the case, this is my boy Funky Peacock. Be sure to check out his channel. Like I said, we've already collabed on some pretty dank stuff, including another Dragon Ball superhero review. So here we are doubling down. And as usual, I'm your boy Lumos Theromax. Glad to be here, and appreciate y'all hanging out and listen to us rant about some stuff outside of comics. But I guess until next time, later, Lanterns.